A very beautiful morning to you and welcome to the AM News on Television Nigerian. I am Eunice Johnson. The organized labor yesterday called on President Muhammadu Buhari to probe the involvement of Minister of Labor and Employment Dr. Chris Ngige in the affairs of the Nigeria Social Investment Trust Fund (NSITF). The demand came as the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) will begin a protest in Abuja against the minister today. NLC President Ayuba Waba, however, told newsmen last night that the protest would not be against the inauguration of the NSITF board, but the manner in which Ngige superintended the affairs of the labor sector in the past 3 years and the recent attacks on protesters at the minister's residence. Labor members protesting against alleged refusal by Ngige to inaugurate the board of the NSITF had picketed the minister's premises last week. The action ended in a violent clash between Ngige's supporters and the demonstrators. While the inauguration of the new board takes place in Aso Rock, Labour and its allies vowed they would be on the streets venting their displeasure against the minister. Waba said the labor movement was not particular about inaugurating Frank Okori, a former general secretary of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, as the chair of the board, but that a board should be in place to halt the alleged reign of Ngige as sole administrator of NSITF. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has insisted that the law producing 4 newly created Emirate councils out of the present Kano Emirate Council had already been gazetted and no amount of pressure or threat of violence would make his government reverse it. Ganduje made this comment yesterday while presenting appointment letters to the 4 newly appointed emirs at the Sani Abacha Indoor Sports Complex, Kofamata in Kano State. He said he had realized that there are serious moves to disrupt peace and tranquility in the state through violent protests in and around Kano, but that would not deter his stance over the creation of the new Emirate councils. Ganduje emphasized that the new Emirates have come to stay. The Director of Corporate Communications, Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Isaac Okoroafo, has said that no money is missing or stolen from the bank's coffers as reported in some sector of the media. Okoroafo said this in a statement on Sunday while reacting to a recent article and audio clips in which the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele and other senior officials were heard discussing discrepancies in the bank's account. Okoroafo said that the audio was distorted in a manner which creates a different impression of the matter being discussed, which was to prefer solutions to a misunderstanding that affected the bank's balance sheet. Okoroafo urged Nigerians to disregard the audio and continue to trust the bank as it is doing everything it could to present their interest in the best possible way. Former Governor of Old Anambra State, Senator Jim Nwobodo, has declared that until the injustices being meted on Ndigbo are reversed, peace will continue to elude Nigeria. Nwobodo, who also served as a former Minister of Sports, made the declaration in Enugu on Sunday during his 79th birthday celebration organized for him by Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Citing the continued denial of the people of the Southeast, the position of President of the country as one of the major injustices against Ndigbo, Nwobodo also attributed the formation of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and some other similar groups to high rate of unemployment in the country. And that was the AM News. To stay tuned for more updates in our subsequent bulletins. The Daybreak show continues shortly.
Welcome back to Daybreak Africa. We're going to take you right now to know the headlines of things happening across Africa. Stay tuned with us.
Welcome to News Across Africa in brief on Daybreak Africa.
Police in Washington suburb are searching for the killer of Betty Jennifer, wife of popular Ghanaian actor Chris Atto. Police say Jennifer was shot and killed Friday afternoon in Greenbelt, Maryland, after she left the office building where she worked. The army is investigating the circumstances under which one of its soldiers deployed in Mogadishu, Somalia, shot his administration officer dead before killing himself. The UPDF spokesperson Brigadier Richard Karame, however, said only 2 soldiers perished and investigators are working to establish the motive of the errant soldier. President Cyril Ramaphosa is under pressure to drop ministers implicated in wrongdoing when he assembles his new trimmed-down cabinet. The government party allegiance partner, COSATU, and Ahmed Kathrada Foundation were among organizations that called on him to drop rogue ministers, some of whom were also ousted by the ANC Integrity Committee. Gunmen have killed 6 people, including a priest, as Mass was being celebrated in church in Dablo in northern Burkina Faso. The attackers said to number between 20 and 30, then burned down the church, officials say. The town's mayor, Ousmane Zongo, said that there was panic as other buildings were burned down and health center looted. An Egyptian court has sentenced 2 men to death for an attack on Coptic Christians in 2011 that killed 10 people. A gunman first opened fire on a Christian-owned shop in Cairo, then shot at worshippers at the entrance to a nearby church. The Islamic State group said it was behind the attack. Thanks for listening. Daybreak Africa continues.
Welcome back to Daybreak Africa. You remember, just like we do it, we go to the streets and we review the headlines with you. Vito is at the stand to tell us what we have on the newspaper headlines this morning.
Good morning. It's another beautiful Monday morning here in Wuse Zone 5, Abuja. Like you can see, the weather is actually chilled. And we are back at Sky Memorial to take the newspaper review for this week. We want to see the major stories making the headline. As you can see behind me here, there's a huge crowd. So it means that something big is going down in the newspapers. I would like to take a look. And let's see where we will start our review from today. Sorry, no vex. So, basically, we start our review today from the Daily Sun. Let's see what the Daily Sun says. The major headline: Economic report: 17 states in danger. Borno, Adamawa, Taraba, Ebonyi, Bayelsa can't survive without federal allocation. Lagos, Ogun, Rivers, Kwara, Enugu, others rated economically viable. And there you have the picture of the governor of Kano State, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State, presenting the staff of office to the new emir of Bichi, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero. So below the picture story, you find no peace in Nigeria until Igbo produce president. That is from Nwobodo. Nwobodo is the president of Ohaneze Igbo. President lists action plan to tackle insecurity. That story is on page 6. Says evildoers to be beaten badly. EFCC, other African agencies seek return of stolen funds from US and Europe. That story is complete on page 4. There you have the anchor. I won't seek the election in 2023, says Ekweremadu. Maybe he's tired of being the Senate, so that's it. Beside the masthead, you have NSITF. Buhari dashes NLC hope on Kokori, backs Igige, confirms Enajo Ministry, board chairman, initiate reconciliation between Labour and Minister. So that is that for Daily Sun. Let's look at the Punch. What the Punch says. The Punch, the screaming headline: FG flouts pension law, remits low amounts to workers' accounts. That story is on page 35 of today's Punch. And the picture story there is that of the champions of EPL, Manchester City, at their triumph yesterday. City win thrilling EPL title race, break Liverpool hearts. That is complete on page 59. PDP calls emergency meeting over killings, insecurity. That is on page 12. Panic as court members kill 5 in Lagos community. That story is complete on page 4 and 5. Serap opposes life pension luxury cars for Kano lawmakers. If you remember, last week a bill was passed for life pension for Speaker and Deputy Speaker in Kano. Above the masthead, you have Mbatu Sanusi returns from Saudi Arabia. Royal families fought new emirate. Complete on page 7 and 16. Defense minister ought to have been fired, says Zamfara Emir's chair. Just beside the masthead, you have 49 of 427 Buhari Osibanjo's aid get 2.48 billion naira in 4 years. That story is complete on page 4. And we have to move on to the next paper. Let's look at Vanguard. Major headline: NSITF, Kokori Labour tackle presidency. And I was appointed in 2017. That's how Kokori insists. Presidency, economical with the truth. Labour, New Pen slams presidency over Kokori. That story, all of it is complete on page 5. That is the star story for today's Vanguard. FG we deal with AMCON debtors, says Osibanjo. That story is complete on page 8. TUC planning to plunge Nigeria into darkness. TCN tells IGP. Could that be the reason for the recent blackouts? That story is complete on page 8. Serap urges Ganduje to reject Kano Assembly B. Ado asks Sultan orders to resist Ganduje. That story, all of it on page 10 and 13. And above the masthead, you have companies record weak earnings amid sluggish economic growth. That is third one. Also, it's the inside story of Vanguard. Alleged fraud, no money lost, says CBN. This is a reaction to the viral audio that actually was on the internet throughout yesterday. Plus, I'm purporting a conversation between the CBN and his deputy over some missing 500 billion. So that is the reaction, and that's reaction. The full story will be on page 9 of today's Vanguard. Insecurity, we are up to the task, says presidency. Army, ISWA engage in claims and counterclaims over killings in Borno. Story is on page 9 of today's Vanguard, and that is all we can take for today's Vanguard. So let's look at Daily Independence. What's Daily Independence saying for today? The major story: ninth NAS leadership tussle. Why Buhari won't interfere, says the presidency. Tinubu influence worries president's men. All of that story is continued on page 4 of today's Daily Independence. How candidates centers at smart technology overwhelm dam. This looks like an expose, and the investigation continues on page 4 of today's Daily Independent as well. On easy calm at Unilag as reports indact varsity's principal officers. That's on page 41. FG will no longer do business with AMCON debtors, says Osibanjo. And just above the masthead, you have Saraki's probe, EFCC engaging in persecution, says Afeni Ferrer. YFG collapsed directorate in NCAA. Complete story on page 5. States right to demand review of revenue sharing formula, says the RMAFC. RMFC is the Revenue Mobilization Allocation Fiscal Commission, responsible for that. Maybe we'll just take one more paper. Let's look at today's Telegraph. It's like they have something different, entirely interesting. And the major headline there, 2019 polls, Rex recounts experiences. Mekuri, how bandit registered voted in Zamfara. Igini, I escaped from the jaws of death in Akwa Ibom. Agbaje, we are still removing bullets from staff's body. All of these stories on page 2 of today's New Telegraph. The picture story here is that of victims at Boko's local government area of Plateau State. Yeah, like windstorm. They were victims of the windstorm that happened recently on Saturday in Plateau State. Election petition. Atiku won't get justice from Justice Bukachowa-led panel, says the PDP. That story is on page 4. And above the masthead, AMCOM's indebtedness to CBN hits 6 trillion naira. Osibanjo, we will go after debtors. But here, we have recovered 1 trillion. That story continues on page 6 of today's New Telegraph. And just below the masthead there, you have the presidency speaking. How we are tackling insecurity. You want to find out how the presidency are tackling insecurity, you go on to page 6 of today's New Telegraph. You'll find that there. Let's take comments from a citizen on the street. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Uche Jude.
So we have gone through the headlines for today, and one of the things that actually keep coming up is that of insecurity, how the president is planning to fight insecurity. Do you think the president is doing enough fighting security? Do you have any suggestion? What do you think entirely?
My brother, the security is for everybody, not only president alone. It is not only president who will tackle insecurity, it is for everybody, and based on this, all hands must be on deck so that for us to get all this security eradicated. And at the same time, and we should focus and look unto God, that insecurity is of the Lord. With God, all things are possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning. Your name?
My name is Benedict. Benedict Ogidi.
Okay. From the headlines of taken, one other thing that also keep coming up is that of the situation in Kano. The Kano State governor, even though court gave an order not to go ahead, but they still went ahead to install 4 new emirs and all of that. What do you think about the whole situation entirely?
The whole situation is if they do not take a pragmatic measure on that, it will cause disunity in Kano. Because with one emir, if the emir give order, they will follow the order. But with 4 emir now, the situation in Kano will not be okay, and that can lead to conflict.
Until we meet again tomorrow, we have to go back to the studio of Daybreak Africa show. Thank you.
Back to the show. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, this is still the Daybreak show on television Nigerian. Lucy, about the recent unfolding from the almighty empire, the Kano State Empire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel that this whole thing is a beef. I don't know. I feel. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, Sanusi was out of town and all of a sudden coming back to his empire to discover that it has been divided into 5.
Yeah, you know, Sophia, I think, just like you said, a beef, I truly might not agree with you on that option, which is why I say that is because why would a beef, you know, this throne has been there since the 18th century. I think it's about 1805.
1805.
Yes, that's when 1804, between 1804 1805, that's where this throne was created in Kano. And this has been something we all grew up. I grew up knowing
the almighty Kano Empire.
Yes, the empire.
Of course.
So, and I feel for the state government to now decide to, you know, divide it, something that has existed, you know, centuries. I think it goes beyond beef. It goes beyond what, you know, you could call probably how do I put it now? Your beef. I think it's not something to do with beef. I think this is a serious matter because looking at this empire, a lot of things history has been recreated right now. So, and that really gives me concern for the people of Kano.
Oh, well, it's still a good thing to know that we have a lot of supporters for the Emirates. We have a lot of supporters who have come out to welcome Sanusi at the airport. I mean, they still want their empire,
and I think
they still want the Emirates, they still want it together. So, if this whole people are coming out to support, and already the bill has been passed, and appointments have been given to these chiefs, I don't know.
It even gets to me like in a situation whereby the court says, because first of all, I grew up knowing that those thrones, you know, are usually not. I don't know about Kano, but usually from where I come from, these thrones are not something the government decides on.
Of course,
you know. So I think the kingdom, yes, I think it's something that comes, you know, with inheritance, traditional and things like that. And for the state government to now start, you know, getting I think it's becoming
and if you ask me, I would say that the whole empire is now becoming a political arena where we drag and troll ourselves into. But notwithstanding, we'll be going out to meet Ochebe on the street where she had interviewed some Nigerians who talked more on their own point of view as regards what's happening in the Emirates. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Daybreak Africa. We are on the streets of Abuja seeking the views of Nigeria concerning the creation of new Emirates in Kano State and how the Ramadan is going.
This new Emirates, what they bring now, they will make Kano State peace and successful because we have many problems now because of this one Emirates. But when the Emirates, reach like 4 or 5, we could get many things what we don't expect for Kano. To create more emir is not really advisable because this is a money that we use in Nigeria. Instead of to create more emir, we create more job opportunity for the youth.
Actually, I'm very happy for creating the new emirate in Kano State because for what makes me to say that issue is for everybody to have his rights. Because for one emirate, it will bring some little confusion, but if I have like impact of emirate, at least it will bring joy in the society. But some people that didn't know like that. Let me just tell you like what market fit it in Kaduna State. There's a lot of good in Kaduna State because in Kaduna State we have a lot of emirates. And what brought joy in Kaduna State and up to now, some people fail to understand. Like if you look like some old traditional rulers, they bring some confusion in the society. But today I'm very happy like what market fit it in Kaduna State today. And I like what they did in Kano State also.
My candid advice to them is that they should actually do what the people want and not go after selfish interests or political interests. Maybe because the President Emir did not support the re-election of the government, or maybe he has said 1 or 2 words concerning the government. Because of that, the governor go ahead and is signing into law that the emirate should be created. They should actually do the will of the people and not the will of their selfish interests.
You know how the condition of the country is moving now. You understand? I don't know if you get my point. Even if I'm not right, but I'm saying it for the worldwide, and I'm saying it for the youth too, but I'm a youth, and I'm saying it because how the condition of the country is going. So that I think if then a Paris, it will be like more important to create some opportunities for the youth to at least have something done, and at least and for the Nigerians to be settled down.
It's proper because it will create more opportunity for job seekers. That's 1. 2, it moves the local government administration more closer to the people.
Every northern state normally have one emir, so I think it's improper for him to appoint numerous emirs, you know. But whichever way, he's the governor of the state, so the indigenous or the inmates of the state should even look into the matter to sort it out.
Ramadan is good. Thank God. We are feeling fine for Ramadan.
From what I'm seeing around me in my surroundings, it's going very well and smoothly. The Muslims are doing their fasting. As is, there are changes in terms of market or goods or prices of goods in the market. It affected the price of goods in the market. It increased the prices.
Ramadan is fine. It's just that after Ramadan, I will get used to fasting. So I will not be able to know that it's time to eat, it's time to stop. But we thank God all the same because it's for the remission, it's for God to forgive our sins. That is why we are fasting.
They are doing their fasting well. They are doing everything well. But my prayer is that during the time that we celebrate the Salah, make food day. Make food day. Make anything that I need. Make God provide.
For my own, I can just say that everything is okay.
Price of things have increased, and there is no way, 2 ways about it because it's a normal thing with Nigerians. Whenever there's anything like this, people use that opportunity use it as an opportunity to make excess gain on their product.
You've heard the views of Nigeria concerning the creation of new emirates in Kano State and how the Ramadan is going. I'm Osirebe Messi.
Welcome back to Daybreak Africa. If you're just joining us, this is Daybreak Africa reaching you live from television Nigerian Giuseppe Hills, Abuja. We're going to take you right to the next segment we have on the program, and it's going to be talking, it's a healthy living, it's going to be talking about body odor. Yeah, so let's go right and see what Uchechi has for us on body odor.
Hello, welcome to another episode on healthy living. We have had some interesting episodes, and today we'll be looking at quite a related topic that will leave us examining ourselves and our hygiene. Let's go into what we have for today. We'll be discussing body odor, also known as bromihydrosis. Body odor is the unpleasant smell produced by bacteria on the skin that breaks down the acids in your sweat. The medical term is bromihydrosis. Anyone who has reached puberty can produce body odor, as this is when the apocrine sweat glands develop, which produces the sweat that bacteria can quickly break down. Men suffer more from body odor, as they sweat more from the apocrine glands than women, even though women actually have more sweat glands overall. Foods like curry, garlic, or spices, alcohol, and some types of medication can also make our sweat glands smell unpleasantly. People who are obese are also susceptible to having body odor. People who sweat too much, such as people with hyperhidrosis, are also likely to have body odor. How do you control body odor? If you sweat a lot, you realize body odor is becoming a problem. There are tips that could help you prevent body odor. Number one, make deodorant part of your daily routine. Deodorants make the skin more acidic, making it difficult for bacteria to thrive. Number two, when taking your bath, concentrate on your armpits, feet, and genital areas, as sweat can easily be trapped in these areas. It's important to use appropriate soap or shower gel. Number three, if sweat from working out is your number one cause of body odor, wash your work clothes often. Gym clothes are a bacteria breeding ground. Number four, change your diet. Sometimes fatty foods, oil or strong smelling foods such as garlic, curry, and onions can seep through your pores and cause body odor. Number five, shaving your armpits regularly will help prevent the accumulation of bacteria and can reduce sweat and odor. Shaving these armpits regularly has been found to help body odor control in that area. Number six, do not repeat clothes previously worn without washing. Number seven, do not share clothing with people, most especially undergarments. The best way to fight body odor is through prevention. Proper hygiene like washing well and applying an underarm perspirant or deodorant should be enough. Always remember, odor has a persuasion stronger than that of words, appearances, emotions, or will. The persuasive power of an odor cannot be fended off. It enters into you like breath into our lungs. It fills us up. There is no remedy for it. Stay clean and let your smell leave a good impression about you. Thanks for staying with us on Television Nigeria. We will be bringing you more exciting information on how to live a healthy life. I remain Diana.
Of leadership is a factor in this regard to the success of the fight against the Boko Haram terrorists. And then you look at also the factor of morale.
Welcome back from Healthy Living with Diana. About the body odor thing, Lucy, I really kind of feel that it's, I don't know, I feel it's like an inborn thing. Because some people, no matter how much they have their bath, they still just remain that way. Really, no matter the perfume they use, it kind of wakes up. No, but really, that's what I feel. Because how can somebody, like I met a guy and then he is so fine. And all of a sudden it's like the body odor is the ringtone for the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the thing is that people need to learn, you know, everybody has different types of body, how we react to different, you know, the environment. Some people are going to come here and they are going to just, you know, keep sweating and all that. So it's just to be able to learn the body type that you have and then know how to, you know.
So how would you say someone is sweating and how can someone control the body odor sweating? I mean, I don't know.
And please take it on. Okay, that brings us to the end of this segment of Daybreak Africa. Remember, you can leave your comments on our social media handles. And remember, we'll be back same time tomorrow. I remain Lucy Ora.
And I am Sapphire.
Thanks for having us.